Hi lovelies! Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Either way, it's good to see you. I'm Mina, and it's Flippin February. Or at least that's what I'm calling it. I really liked the themes that I had for my videos last year, and I thought, I'm going to do it again. I didn't have enough food-related ideas for a foodie February, but I figured this year, January whizzed by. Usually, it feels like by the time we get to January 30th, it feels like January 497th. But this year, for me anyway, I don't know if anybody else felt it, but for me, I feel like I blinked and January was gone. I'm not particularly impressed because I don't feel like I got to breathe after Christmas with that month just poof. Also, I could care less about Valentine's Day. It's an overrated holiday, and I'm not particularly impressed that the things have been in the store since like Christmas. Essentially, corporations are telling us that people are as excited for Valentine's Day as they are for Halloween, which, yeah, maybe there are some people, but in these quantities, really? I don't think so. Anyway, so for that reason, I'm like, yay, it's Flippin' February. Couldn't care less. Within that theme, I would do a flip through. See what I did there? So I know that this is not really a thing anymore. Do people even fill out these books? I don't know. I haven't seen a video in a long time. But when have I ever cared about staying on trend? This isn't new for me. I have a whole playlist. I'll link it above and down below if you're interested, where I worked through my first Wreck This Journal. And yeah, I have like a 16 video playlist, 4-ish hours worth of footage within all of those videos. So when you think about how much I have for that video, the fact that I could get everything in this video compressed into like an hour is particularly impressive. So yeah, this is a long one. I'm going to be flipping through my Wreck This Journal Everywhere. This is the little travel companion, and I literally took this everywhere and worked on it from, I think I started in 2018 until about 2020, I think, and I'm pretty sure it's finished. We'll find out. Don't want to ramble too much now because there's more to come, a lot more to come. So I hope you enjoy this video. Maybe it will inspire, maybe even entertain. Feel free to grab a drink and a snack, cozy up somewhere, or heck, put this video on in the background, do your dusting, fold some laundry. I would love to be company for you while you're doing some other work. So yeah, either enjoy the visuals or the soothing sound of my dulcet tones. I'd say I cracked, but we all know that happened a long time ago. Let's move down to the table for a flip through of my Wreck This Journal Everywhere. Here is the journal up close. As you can see, it's supposed to be like pocket size. Well, it started pocket size. I think I'm going to need some bigger pockets. So here's the cover. Green duct tape around the outside. This is like a plastic washi tape, and it does have a structural purpose. It's to keep the spine from blowing. I stuffed this bad boy. And then the back has some purple duct tape and this Christmas bow. This I found on one of my walks. It was a weird thing to find outside at a local park. So I hung on to it, and I thought it would look beautiful on the cover of this book, which, I mean, it's already a thick boy. What's a little more height? And there's a little sneak peek at what's inside. She's stuffed. Okay, let the tour commence. First page, we have a piece of red and black tape that I just found somewhere. I don't have any notations, so I don't know where it came from, but it's pretty. And the signature page is pretty boring. It's just, you know, write your name illegibly in tiny letters, whatever. I've got it covered because that's a name I don't like to be called. So we're just going to pretend like it doesn't exist. And that's all there is to say about that page. Moving on. On this side, these are pictures that my daughter drew. She worked on them over a couple days in July of 2019. This was back when I had my younglings in summer swimming lessons, and my daughter had her lessons first, so while she waited for her brother, she drew some doodles, and I think they're pretty cool. And then on this page, I just colored in the bubble letters, and that's it. Over here, this was done in July of 2019, and I used a prompt from a 64 Million Artists Weekly Challenge. The prompt being Nature in Focus. And the specifications were to cut a shape out of some paper and use it to frame nature. So I drew a shadowy silhouette of a model, plus sized, of course, to be representative of the journal holder. And then I cut out her bathing suit so that I could change up what she's wearing depending on what's behind her. And then I just left that page alone because I didn't want it to bleed through the other side. This page is pretty boring as well. I just added some color, went around all the words. It says add your own page numbers, starting here at 0. And then the way I numbered the pages is as I finished a page, it got a number. So the first page I finished is number 1, the second page I finished is number 2, and so on and so forth. Up next we have, okay, so the prompt for this one was to devise a way to carry the journal everywhere, which at this point I was already starting to carry it everywhere in my purse or backpack or whatever bag I was carrying. But I also wanted a way to carry the journal in case I didn't want to carry a purse when it got too big for my pocket, that kind of thing. So I started by making handles. That's what these are. So I could carry the book like so. And these are just pieces of yarn that I braided together and then punched a hole in the covers, threaded the yarn, tied a knot, secured it with duct tape. Easy peasy. And on one of my walks, I found this silver sparkly elastic, which I really hope didn't come from a pair of underwear, but it's too late now. It's permanently attached to the book. And I did that so that partially so I could keep everything contained and the book wouldn't fly open when it was in my purse or my pocket. But also I collected a lot of stuff while I was out and about walking. I didn't always have a glue stick or anything handy, so I would just stuff things in the book and then bring it home and glue things. And having this kept whatever I stuffed in the book until I could get home to glue it. And then on this page, I didn't want to leave it blank, but I had nothing else to add to the prompt. So I did some squiggles, and because I had the book with me everywhere, while I was waiting in a waiting room, I just made some random squiggles, and then when I got home, I just took another look at them to see if I could see anything. And like this squiggle became a ballerina dancing in a spotlight. That squiggle became buttered popcorn. We've got a girl sleeping, a cat sleeping, an anteater, a vampire performing magic, or looking at a crystal ball. Maybe, I'm not really sure. Then on this page, get this page stamped by someone. I didn't do that. I just, anytime a stamp found its way in the house, I stamped. I don't have a date or a page number on this page, so I don't know if I considered this one complete because there is some space left over. This page here, I have totally covered up the prompt, but I'm pretty sure it said to like write a secret on a napkin and then glue it in or something like that. I did this in May of 2020. This was a napkin, obviously from McDonald's, from some takeout that we got, and it's, I mean, I can still get my fingers in there, but I can't actually read what's written on. But you can see that there's some writing. It says, I would something. But we may never know what that secret is. And that's okay, because it's supposed to be a secret. So these two pages go together. This is the prompt of make a mark every time you spot a bird. And I literally covered this page with little footprints. I decided that would be cute instead of just like a random, like a tally or something. So they're just footprints all over the place. Actually, it looks like a bunch of birds have had a rave on this page, and I really like that. Anyway, over here is the legend of where all these marks were made. Basically, how I did this is in the car while we were driving somewhere, I would look for birds, and every time I saw one, a mark would go in the book. This one is a choose your wrecking method, like a choose your own adventure. And for this, I did, so for this one, it's the gratitude scavenger hunt. It was something that was posted by, I don't remember who, unfortunately, on Instagram. Because it was through Instagram, it was a photo prompt, and I needed to get a bunch of photos to do like a collage to share everything that I saw according to the prompts. But I wasn't sure what I was going to include, so what I did is I went on my morning walk through the park, and I had written down the prompts ahead of time. And then as I saw things that would fit with the prompts, I would take a picture and write it down in the spot. And then when I got home, I looked to see what I had taken pictures of, and I chose the best ones to fit in the grid. And this is what I came up with. So the black are the prompts, the pink are the photos that I took, and then the ones that are highlighted in green, that was the photos that I ended up going with. And on this side is wrapping paper from a gift that I got from a friend that I was not expecting, and I still have it. It's a unicorn bracelet. And yeah, I just kept the wrapping paper. It has nothing to do with this page, but I didn't want to leave that blank, and I'm glad I kept that wrapping paper because then I remember the gift. Okay, up next, we have copy a public transit route here. This is just a random page of things that I wanted to hang on to. Now this page, there's like nothing left of it. Of course, there's no page number or date. So I'm thinking because there's still a little bit left up here, I haven't considered this finished. Anyway, this one says hide parts of this page on your travels. And I did that. That's why there's like very little of the page left. Basically how I did this is I wrote little words of affirmations. Things like, you are beautiful, you're loved, baby steps, take it one day at a time, that kind of stuff. And then I ripped out the little pieces of paper with the messages and left them literally everywhere. On this page, we have poke holes in this page using something you find on your travels. There were 6 little dotted line circles, and I just poked through those and documented where and when I poked them. Okay, this is another choose your own wrecking method. And for this one, I finished it in May of 2018. I came up with the prompt of a place for supper orders because we were out at the splash pad and got hungry. So hubby volunteered to go and get food from a restaurant nearby, but he wasn't sure what everybody wanted. So I took everybody's order, wrote it down here, sent this page with him, ripped it out of the book, and then he brought it back. And deliciously, it has some chili and some gravy and some grease. These two were done months apart, but they're under the same prompt. Use this space while dreaming outside. This one was done first in March of 2020. This is the backyard looking up at a tree. And then this one was done in May of 2020. My legs sitting on a Canada-themed blanket in the front yard. Then for this one, we've drawn something based on the moon. This was done in July of 2020, when we were still technically in exile, but we were allowed to go out, so we could go to the beaches and parks and stuff as long as we distanced. So we went to a local beach, and the night before, it was a waxing moon, so I drew what was to my left. So we got a little bit of hubby, his leg and his elbow, sitting in the chair, and a pile of all our stuff under our beach umbrella. And then these two pages were done, a couple years apart, but they're the same prompt, rub here with dirt. This one was done first. My younglings stepped on this page while we were cutting down our Christmas tree in 2018. And then this one I rubbed with some cemetery dirt, and the cemetery is nice and quiet and peaceful, and there's hardly any people there, so it was safe in April of 2020. This is one big page. Cover this page with odd things you find, and yeah, I found some odd things. Some things, you could sort of see coming. Some beach ceramic, a kernel of corn from the animal farm, a balloon from someone's celebration, unfortunately, candy wrapper, like a fruit cup thing, a bottle cap, a feather. Some of these things you sort of expect to see, but some of these things I have no idea. This is like, I don't know, like some shiny plastic. It's like gold with a red star. A Wonder Woman tiara, maybe? I don't know. And this weird camel thing? This is beautifully pleated, but I have no idea what it's from. I found a lot of crap. But it's kind of pretty crap when you put it together like this. Now we have draw something here with a pen, go out in the rain or snow and get it wet. So I drew like raindrops and snowflakes, and then went outside in the snow and just let the snow fall. And I actually left the book open on the barbecue for a little bit just to let the snow fall, so I could get enough to have it do something. Then we've got collect numbers. Some of these are like barcodes and price stickers, dates, times, heights. I don't remember what, if any, prompt was on this page, but this was a gift that I got from my bestie. This is the tag from the Christmas present, and then this is like the packaging that came with a little Christmas Pikachu on a Pokeball. This is another choose your own wrecking method, and this was paint peelings and paint drippings from the studio. So these came from the roller. I peeled the paint out of the roller tray, and then these I just like dripped paint into the book. And then these were the, what do you call them? Those were the color thingies from the hardware store when I was picking out the colors. And this I finished in September of 2018. Obviously the purple is Imperial Lilac. That's the wall color. And then the ceiling is Aqua Glow. Climb up high, drop the journal. And, I remember this. I don't remember. Do you see a date? I don't see a date, but it has page numbers. So I did complete it, but I don't remember when. Anyway, I remember when this happened though. So my daughter had a friend over, and they were making art together. And the friend got into my glitter and was really heavy-handed, and then would paint, glitter, 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 dump all the extra. So I ended up with mounds of glitter all over the floor, all over the tables. Before I cleaned it up, daughter and I swept everything into like piles on the floor. I put glue in the book and then plop into the glitter and the general mess. So there's like little bits of cardboard from miniatures. There's a little bit of foam. Find a piece of cardboard in the next 5 minutes and tape it here. Okay, so this one I found a bunch of stuff. I kind of broke the 5-minute rule, but whatever. Okay, over here, this is just a random page that has nothing to do with any of the prompts. This one was write little notes and tear out and leave in public for others. I did this as well. There's a page with little spots that you could write notes. So I wrote little notes, ripped them out. I left them like in the movie theater, hotel, out in public, like a bus stop. I think I taped one to a bus stop, shelter, that kind of stuff. Obviously, I don't have them anymore, so can't share them. Then we have write down all the streets in your immediate vicinity, which you don't need to know. Oh, this one. Tie a string to the journal and go for a walk. So that's exactly what I did. The string was actually tied like this. So this part of the string was attached to this part, and this part was attached to this part, like it went around and around. And this came from some trash that I found out and about at the park. It had a balloon tied to it. And so I just tied up the journal like a present. It had a longer string. I cut the string down just to make it fit in the book. And then dragged it. And that's, yep. That's what it ended up looking like. Cover this page in circles that you find. Pretty self-explanatory. This came from ribbon. That was from a squishy, a lip balm, something from the dollar store. That came from a Happy Meal. That was from butter. It was from cream, from a coffee creamer. I don't know what that is. Some sort of metal something. There's a bead. Looks like some sort of a grommet from like a curtain or something. A button. A picture of a button. Yeah, so just a bunch of interesting stuff. For this one, it says draw lines while in motion on the bus, on the train, while walking. So that's what I did. And again, they're all sort of color-coded because they were for different stuff. Because I just had a pen, so it wouldn't take up that much room. So I thought to fill the page, I'll do multiple. So we started with Applefest in 2018. There's a line. Walking through the orchard. That was the tractor ride. And then driving on the country road back home. I was walking down by the bridge. Walking through the park. Going on a surprise vacation. Driving down different highways. There's Applefest again. And this started in 2018. And the last one I drew in October of 2019. So a little over a year. Not very exciting. Just drop mud here, repeat. This was done at Rock Glen. And there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. I had myself, my younglings, and my husband get little globs of mud and drop them in the book. And this was done in June of 2018. It's pretty early in the book's existence. Okay, so this page is take a walk, draw your path here. And this was day 73 of exile, June 2020. So we start here in my studio chair, and we come here, blow out candle, turn out light, close door, oh, up the basement stairs, around the hall. Oh, then I went back down the stairs. No, did I go back down the stairs? Anyway, so that would be like up the other stairs, and then to the bathroom, and then I went into my room to take off my cardigan, and then, oh, I wrote them on the wrong. Okay, so this was up the stairs to go pee, take off my cardigan in my room, and then back down the stairs, and to sit on the couch. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I have no idea what this is. Blue plastic of some kind. It looks pretty. Don't know why it's there, but it is. Okay. And this is an extra page because this was the prompt here. Infuse this page with a smell of your choosing. So for this one, I don't think... Oh, it does, I think, faintly smell still. So I put some, because this was July of 2020, I put some hand sanitizer, because that was the smell of 2020. And I drew the little container and put the sticker from the container so I'd remember what it was. I still don't know what that was. Garbage I know found from a walk, but I wish I had written something about it so I could remember. Oh well, moving on. Okay. Then, oh, this was a page that got ripped out and then was glued in a different place than what it was ripped out. This is the Float This Page. Oh, it's got a string. So I have a little blue string tied to it. And the reason there's a string tied to it is because at the apple orchard that we go to for Apple Fest, there's a little waterfall. And I had daughter float the little boat. Like I ripped the page out, folded it into a little boat. And I had daughter float the boat over the waterfall. But it was tied to a string so we could pull it back up out of the little pond because I didn't want to let her, and I also wanted the page back so I could glue it back in the book. So this was floated in 2018 and it wasn't finished until 2020 because I wasn't sure where I was going to glue it in. For this one, this page was cut out of the book, and it's place this page face down on the ground and kick it around for a while. Well, I didn't want to do that with the book. This was the 63rd page that I finished, so I already had stuff in the book. I didn't want it to get destroyed. So I cut this page out and then dragged it on the ground and stepped on it, and yeah, so it's a little beat up. Pretty cool. Not much more to say about that. I didn't write down when this happened, so I have no idea. So on the back side is a painting in a salad spinner. So this was my test page. I had seen Bestie sent me a video of some artists making some really cool little canvases in a salad spinner, and I wanted to see if it would work. So I bought a salad spinner from the dollar store, and this was my test page. I put this in the spinner and then dropped some paint on it and around, and this is what came out in July of 2019. And oh, here's another choose your own wrecking method adventure. This was June of 2018, and I chose to use the space to write something no longer needed and let it go by burning it in a campfire. So I wrote down stuff at the top of the page and then burned it in a campfire. On the back side, oh, I have a Sailor Moon poster that I put in a frame, and it wouldn't fit in the frame, so I had to cut some of the poster off, and I didn't want to get rid of it, so I cut them into little pieces and put them in the book. Place sticky things over here. So on this page, I just wrote, this page was not left blank, 2020. Because apparently I was running out of ideas and I didn't want to leave the page blank. So it's not left blank. Then we have find 10 very small items and glue them here while going about your business. A sticker that I found at walking. Letter A. That looks like a stick-on earring. Got a little gem. Some little flowers, sparkly snowflakes, a safety pin. I found a lot of safety pins. That's weird. A little fabric flower, a teeny tiny star. This one actually came from the house. That's Vashti's claws that shed. And a sequin P. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. Yep, 10 things. Cover this page using only items found in the outdoors. And this one I just pressed a bunch of stuff. I have some feathers, lots of flowers, pine needles, a butterfly wing, a leaf. Some of it's a little faded and has seen better days, and others are still looking good. This was a really difficult page to do, because as everything dried, it got brittle, and the book would keep moving as I kept adding things, and so some of the have fallen apart a little bit. Again, on this one, I completely forgot to write down when I finished it, But it must have been pretty early because it was the 16th page finished. And it's all protected with packing tape over top. Okay, then I have trace things from outside, let the lines overlap. And once again, I did not write down when this was done, but it was done because they do have page numbers. And I've got all sorts of things like a stick, a pine cone, a wood chip, a nickel, a puzzle piece, some beach glass, some driftwood, a feather. That was really difficult to draw around. Then we've got smush something colorful onto this page. And I started with this one in May of 2018. That is the dandelion that I squished to color this page yellow, and then Mod Podged it into place. And over here, that's from grapes. I found a couple grapes and squished it on that page. And that's got like a really cool texture. It's like a speckled, stippled look. And it's actually held up its color really nice. That was from September of 2018. So that still looks really pretty. And that one hasn't been, I Mod Podged over this one, but I didn't do anything to that one. So I'm really impressed. Okay, the next 2 pages are one big page. It says cover this page in lines that you find. This was finished in 2020, but it started in 2018. And yeah, there's a bunch of, there's some bracelets. And this was daughter's first swim band when she was not allowed in the deep end. And then this, a month later, was the wristband that she got when she was allowed to swim in the deep end because her swimming had improved. That one was my son's. This one is from, I don't remember. This is from the Christmas Village. I totally forgot that they had dinosaurs one year, but that's really cool. This is part of the Sailor Moon poster again. There's some ribbon. There's some fabric ribbon. I don't remember what this is from, but I think it's pretty cool. It says make today amazing. Now we've got a couple zip ties, some fabric, piece of wood, braided cord. That's like a chain from a squishy, and some yarn, twist tie, some washi tape. And what's this? While you're out for a walk, scrape this page on a variety of natural surfaces. Oh, okay. And then I've written down what the surfaces were that I scratched this page over. Wow, that is beat up. And that was done early. That was pages 7 and 8 from 2018. So I rubbed this page on a tree, a rock, some wet mud, grass, dandelion, dirt, gravel, dry mud, and a pine cone. Interesting. Then the next one we have is fill the entire page with words you see on your adventures, which is exactly what I did. And I switched up depending on how I felt at the time. Everything from like bubble letters, fancy printing, cursive, all caps. Okay, then we have turn this page black, which clearly I've done with various kinds of paint and ink and sparkles and duct tape. And we have this page is a work in progress. Add something from every environment you visit in a day. And I did this in May of 2019. Oh, this is from school. My daughter made me. My daughter wrote me a little note. Mom, you forgot the ranch dressing. Because I packed her carrots that day and apparently I forgot the ranch dressing. Okay, now we have, this was supposed to be roll the journal down a large hill. I slid the journal down a large-ish hill. And basically, I just laid it down, then sat on it and kind of scooched my butt down to make a bit of a mess. This was done in 2020. Cover this page with very tiny thoughts, which clearly I have. So I started here in 2018, filled this, and then went back up this way. And the last page, or the last thought was January 2020. Okay, that's another one that I'm going to have to reminisce with later. It looks pretty cool, though. I like that. Okay. Oh. This one's got a bookmark. So clearly, I had not finished that one and I was planning on it. Okay, well, on this page, we have do some leaf prints, find a green leaf, find a rock, turn page over, hammer the spot where the leaf is using the rock. Simple enough, and that's what I did. You can see all the little green marks. I think I was planning on doing something here. There is like a leaf imprint, very, very faint, but I think I was planning on like pounding out the actual leaf so you could see it on this side, or maybe pressing a leaf. I don't know. And this one has no page or date, so apparently it's not done yet. Okay then. This side is the leaf pounding, so you can see the imprint a little bit of the leaf, and I've just left it. And then over here, I don't remember what the prompt was. There was some kind of prompt, but I don't remember what the prompt was on this page. But either way, this was completed in 2018, and this is a helmet measuring tape. I got this to prevent future concussions because I went skating and I fell backwards and split my head, and it was brutal. It took well over a year to heal from that concussion. I had all sorts of mental health issues and headaches, and yeah, it was not fun. So I went and bought a helmet, even though I had previously been a competitive figure skater in my youth. But I don't want any more head injuries because that was, I think, like my 4th concussion, and it was the worst one, and I'd rather not do that again. So from now on, I wear a helmet when I go skating. Okay. Oh, this is a choose your wrecking method page again. And for this one, I released my inner child with chalk. So on this side, I drew a unicorn mermaid kind of thing. And on this side, I think this one was just like I had drawn something on the sidewalk and then flipped the book and just like smeared it. I don't really remember though. It was completed back in July of 2018. It's pretty. Okay. Then we have, this has nothing to do with the prompt. These were supplies that were left over from a Halloween wreath that I made. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the wreath, so I kept the supplies. Turns out I love the wreath and I hang it every year. It's just a little round wreath that I wrapped with green feathery boa. And then I have a, I tied a bow with this purple eyeball ribbon, and I put eyeballs scattered throughout the wreath. So it's a little eyeball Halloween wreath. It's really pretty. Okay, this is find a piece of string, tie this page up with it. And these were all strings and ribbons and stuff that I found outside. Yeah, for these 3, I obviously made like, they look like they're like shoes laced up. This is like a plastic ribbon, pink cord, and blue yarn. And I think this might actually be a piece of, yes, I think this one is a piece of that yarn. And then the yellow ribbon, I've got going through the back like the page is a gift, wrapped up and tied with a bow. And I finished that in September of 2018. Then we've got take a walk, then stand here, wipe your feet, jump up and down. This was, apparently I did 2, because this one was also done at the Christmas tree farm in December 2018. And I already had one of those back, apparently we did that twice. Oh well, it looks cool. Okay, over here, again, just a random page of things that I wanted to hang on to, just like a puffy unicorn sticker. And these came from candles. That was from a squishy. That was from a squishy. And then on this page, we have use this place for blades of grass you find. I finished this in the summer of 2019. I don't remember where all these came from. I have a bunch of grass, thin grass, long grass. The white and the blue I know came from a soccer field. And then we have some dry spindly grass and a 3-leaf clover. These are the things from stuff that I bought online that I wanted to, hang on to. This page is dip this page in 3 different substances from 3 different environments. This was done in March of 2020. So I have shampoo from the bathroom, a wax melt in the family room, and coffee in my studio. Because I couldn't go anywhere else. Okay, didn't do anything with that. Yep, another one. I cut the badges out and left them in public places. And what I did as well is I cut the badges out and then I made this little pocket out of duct tape. So I put the badges and the other page that had the sayings and put them. So anything that I cut out that I wanted to hang on to, I put in this little pocket, and then that way it was ready that I could, if I found a place to put it, I could just take it out of the pocket and leave it wherever. Almost there. Okay, so this page is for handprints and fingerprints. Get them dirty. Clearly. A little fingerprint flower, and then a handprint. This is just random paint. I don't remember if this is from something. It's all different colors and some like gold glitter. I don't remember if this is like specifically paint from like a project I was doing or just colors I liked. It was done in 2020. Now we have, this was the first page that I finished in this book. A choose your own wrecking method. And this was I decided draw with tea or coffee. This was inspired by the January challenge by 64 million artists. This was done in 2018. So first I sketched out a coffee cup, and then I went in with coffee grounds. I think I used my finger and drew with the coffee. Just because I wanted to write down where the stuff was, I took a coffee sleeve. This was from 7-Eleven. Put that on the other page because I liked the saying was my blood type is coffee. Still true. Okay, this is the stain log. And I did this in 2 different ways. We're going to start over here because this was the first one that was done. So each line was a different meal starting in May of 2019. This was a sushi lunch that I ate in my studio. So there's some wasabi, soy sauce, a spicy sauce that I don't know the name of. I just know it was spicy and it was a sauce. And a chocolate that I had got for dessert. And then this is a bagged lunch from when I went to support my son doing a music program thing. And I ate in my car because not local to us. I had to go for a little bit of a drive. I had a peanut butter and jam sandwich, strawberry jam, cucumber, apple, and an apple fig bar. This one is from a Subway lunch, so a sub sandwich, that I had during a field trip with my son in June of 2019. I had this mustard and ranch sauce, Dorito dust, chocolate milk, and chocolate chips from the chocolate chip cookie. And then this was my birthday dinner in 2019. There's veggie fried rice, sweet and sour chicken ball sauce, some birthday cake, and coffee. And then over here is a bunch of like foundations and concealers and stuff from makeup that I don't wear. And I just kind of did a gradient as best as I could with them and then drew Eevee on top. And this one was done in November of 2019. And that's it. This is the final page. And I've zhuzhed it up with some washi tape and duct tape. I have this pretty purple mermaid and then this like teal mermaid washi tape along the bottom. And a couple pieces of unicorn. And that's everything. Wow. Well, there she was. Looks like I've got a few pages left that I can continue working on if I choose to do so. Or I could just call it done and she's complete. We'll see. But for now, she's complete. And that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Flippin February continues in my next video in a couple weeks. Until then, stay fabulous, stay safe, and know that you're loved. Bye.